Wait, before you say something, you're gonna be asking me later on in the future, why do you have the same shirt? If you guys remember, I said two videos, not one, but two videos. This is gonna be a story video that I'm gonna tell you guys. Okay? Alright. And it's some type of freaking weird ass dream I ever had. I don't know what it means. If you guys do, leave it in the comments below and please answer my question. Alright. It started like I don't know how long ago, but it was like a week ago or something like that. I'm not really sure, I'm not 100%. But when I was dreaming, this is what happened. I had to go to San Diego because if you guys didn't know, yes, I am married. And yes, I'm still talking to my wife. But no, we're separated. And that's the reason why we don't live together at the moment. We're trying to figure stuff out. We're trying to fix our problems and stuff like that. Okay, that's besides the point. All right. Um, one, this is my wife's nephew. Two, it was a dream. And three, if you cannot handle death of a person or something, or if you can't like have a child Amber Alert, something like that, and if it's too painful for you, please log off and don't watch this video. Okay? Alright. With that said, let's get to my dream. Alright. I was living here, but in my dream, I woke up at my wife's house. Okay? And what happened was, it was a weekend, and we had to wake up, and we had to go pick him up from some place. Okay? But that's not the story. The story is my wife was too tired. She couldn't wake up in my dream. She didn't sleep the night before. She was watching her show, and one thing led to another. She couldn't wake up. So, what I did, since I was well rested, I woke up, I got the keys, and I was going to go by myself using her car with her permission. Okay? And what happened was she was low on fuel, so I had her go to the gas station. I stopped by the gas station. Everything was good. I got a couple snacks. I got coffee. I was drinking coffee to keep myself like more motivated because I was like still a little bit tired, even though I was well rested. So I went to the freeway, and the freeway had a little traffic, and then fog happened, and I was going down the freeway carefully, as I always do. And I'm sorry I keep on saying "and" a lot, but yeah. I went on the freeway, and I was going, and I was listening to the radio, and then The Weeknd came on, and I was singing to that song, and I was paying attention to what was going on around me. Nothing serious. It was just like a little car crash on the side of the road, and everything was getting fixed with cops and everything, and tow trucks. Why are people so freaking nosy and slow down just because there's a freaking car crash? It's a car crash. You guys never seen that in person before? Alright. Besides the point again, go back to the story. Story is that I was going down the freeway, and before I go to the destination spot, there's checkpoints, and there's like a halfway mark thing, which I call it the bridge. If you guys in California, you know the bridge that's going to Tijuana or San Diego, that bridge that has like the arch and then straight across. Yeah, I call it the bridge. I don't know the street actually, but back to the story. After the bridge, since there was traffic and the fog and everybody was going slow, I needed to get gas again. And this is where it starts going up in the story until it reaches the climax. Okay, so I pull over on the exit to get some gas, and before I go inside the store, there's a guy arguing with the little girl, and I go like, "Hey, sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is this necessary?" Pulling her inside the truck, screaming at her and yelling her names. And he was like, don't worry, I'm sorry. You're right. I shouldn't be screaming at her and I should be talking to her. And she has this type of disorder that's called, um, fuck, what was it called? Oh, Alzheimer's. Yeah. Um, she has this disorder called Alzheimer's. And I'm all like, wait, what? I'm not really familiar with Alzheimer's. So all I knew about it is when you get older, you start forget. When you get older, you start forgetting some things, and then more than you get older, you start forgetting a lot more until you become an old person, or should I'm sorry, until you get to the point where you're a senior citizen. I didn't know little kids could get Alzheimer's. Yeah. She has Alzheimer's, and at first I was iffy about it because I was like, you need to be older to forget. You know what I mean? You need to get older to forget. So I was like, excuse me, is it okay if I talk to a girl? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was asking her questions to figure it out, right? And she's saying one name and the guy's saying another name, and back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And then all of a sudden, I feel like she's in trouble. What I do is go inside, I pay for the gas, I talk to the cashier, ask him to call the cops, and while I'm outside to be like talking to the guy until the cops come. The problem is when I walked inside, that was his opportunity to pick her up and take her in the truck, and he drove off. Me trying to be the superhero was running straight to the car, trying to go in, and totally forgot about the gas. And then I was like, fudge. So I was trying to get gas as quick as I can. But you know the gas pumps slow down when it starts reaching the top. And I'm all like impatient. I'm going like, hurry the hell up, hurry the hell up, hurry the hell up. So yeah, until the gas finished, I put the freaking nozzle back. I closed the gas tank and I closed the lid because some people forget to close the lid. So after I do that, I go jump in the car and I go as fast as I can, following the truck. I remember what turns the truck was going, but I couldn't see the truck anymore, and it led to the freeway that I had jump on to go to the place where I was going. Sorry, I can't tell you that much details because it's personal, and on top of that, the privacy that the people need. So yeah, I was going where I was going, and the traffic was going fast until a certain point, until it stopped. And this is where the climax starts at. So the traffic stops. In my mind, I was like, hopefully nothing bad happened to the guy and the girl. Hopefully nothing happened to the girl, mostly. So what I did, I got out of the car. I went to the people, and I left the car in the middle of the freeway. Who does that? In the middle of the freeway. Luckily, the whole thing was stopped. I should have pulled over. Yeah, that would have been the right thing. But I stopped in the middle of the freeway. I get out of the car. I go talk to the people that's in front of me and the side of me, and I talk to all the people. And they all they knew was a car crash. A car crash. And I was starting to think, it should not be the truck. So what I did, I dashed and I ran all the way to the beginning of the traffic, and then I start seeing a cop car. I run straight. I stopped at the cop car. I turned around. I saw a cop, and I was asking the cop, "So what happened?" The cop was like, "Excuse me, sir, back off, back off, back off. We're trying to investigate a car crash." And I was like, "What kind of vehicle was it?" And he was like, "The vehicle's right on your right side." I look. I was so depressed. It was the truck, and I thought something happened to the girl. So I looked around inside the truck from the as far as I can, and I was looking inside the truck. I noticed the driver's side of the door was open, and behind the passenger door was open. So I was like thinking he must have ran. And what I did, instead of running through the cops, I went behind the vehicles and I started going to the field, and I was running across the field. And then I was looking around. What what was nearby was some flowers, then some trees, and then apartments, and then houses. But the houses and apartments were like too far to run in the little time as they had. So what was more common sense was the trees. So I ran to the trees, right? And what I saw was nothing until I started hearing the guy going, "Shut up, shut up. People will hear you. Stop yelling." And the little girl was yelling. As I was running, I was getting closer and closer and closer. And then I hear him, "Shut up or I have to stab you." And I don't want to stab you. And she kept screaming. And then all of a sudden, I hear the scream, and then you know when you scream, and then someone grabs you, or like someone, yeah, grabs you by the throat, and you make that noise. Yeah, she did that sound, and then she sounded like she was like choking on some. I don't know how to explain it. She sounded like she was choking on her own saliva, and I was going like, "Oh shit! I hope nothing bad happened to her." And as I was running, I noticed a body figure on the floor. Uh, I don't know, body on the floor, and with her clothes off, and I already automatically knew what was happening to her. So when I saw that, I got furious because I felt like she was gonna be my own daughter. You know what I mean? That feeling when you have a kid and something bad happened to. I got so depressed slash angry. I became automatic rage, and I saw her, and I thought she was automatically dead because she was cut through her throat and her mouth like open and her jaw down and all that stuff. So I automatically thought she was dead. Besides that, I saw that and I automatically thought to rush.
Yeah, all right here.
Yeah, my family is loud. And sorry about the lighting also. We don't really have lighting around here. What we use is like lamps and stuff. And that's why the video is like this. Besides the point, back to the story. When I saw her on the floor, I just decided like to run to catch the guy just to like beat him up for doing what he did. I know the cops would have just got him and everything happened like that. But I was so pissed off and I couldn't really control my anger. So I was following him and I was running and I saw like shadows where he was running to and I was following it. And when was following it, I didn't realize the trees what I ran through to go get the girl start and like finished and there was no more trees, only just straight out grass. And then right after that, I hear a gunshot and I see his body fall to the floor. And when that happened, I just got pissed off and I was running straight to the body that hit the floor and it was him. And I was beating him up. I didn't realize I was putting my prints on him and stuff. Yeah. But that little girl, like, she felt like too special to me. And I don't know why I left it happen like that. Anyways, um, so after I finished with doing what I was doing, like beating him up, even though he got shot or he shot himself, I ran back to the girl. And when I ran to the girl, I was just crying and crying and crying and crying until I realized she was still breathing. So I went down and I hold her and she looks at me and I look at her and I was just apologizing like I'm sorry, I didn't know what was going on and stuff like that. Then she looks at me and she tells me, next time listen to me. Listen to the kids more than you listen to strangers. And with that, she was like, I'm still alive. And then she was like, I'm not a human. I was sent from the sky. And with that said, when she said that, she stands up and then she takes off some magic thing. And then all of a sudden, I start seeing her wings spread out. And then it starts to cover her. And then the wings opens and then she's with clothes and she's not hurt anymore. And then she said, well, I hope you learned your lesson. And with that, she went to the sky. And then all of a sudden, I was already in the car driving. Like nothing really happened. And I went to go get my wife's nephew. And then I took him to go see his aunt, which is my wife. And with that, the story finished. My dream finished and I woke up. I hope you liked this video, this story. And I have many, many more. So stay tuned. And I'm out. Shut them out. Late.